All right. I know this number. This is a very special person. This person has been working with me for 2 weeks on some videos. You all know him as Buck Vader. And since Buck Vader, this is his first time calling in, he's going to be sent the Ryan Days, or excuse me, the Ryan Miller autograph photo. So I'll be sending this to him. Now, guys, I want to let you all know Buck Vader speaks through a device. So this will be a little bit delayed here, but it is going to be Buck Vader's first time calling in. Let's go right to him here. This ought to be a lot of fun. Welcome to the OHIO podcast, Buck Vader. You are on with the Podfather.
Hey, Eric, it's Vader. First time caller, long time listener. I always wanted to say that.
Well, congratulations. You said it, my man, and we all heard it. Buck Vader is live on it. First off, congratulations on your videos. They are fantastic. Everybody is loving your videos, Buck Vader. I love them, man. So why don't you talk a little bit about that, making those videos for us on the OHIO podcast? He's typing in his answer. That's why there's a pause here, folks.
Thanks, Eric. It's a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy it, Buck Vader. Um, what else? What else? Which one of those players that you've talked about has been your favorite, or anything else you want to talk about? I'm all ears. This is your time, Buck Vader. So you type in your answers and you throw them my way, and I will hush up and let you do the talking here, buddy.
Wilder is going to be amazing.
Yes, Wilder. He's big on Wilder. He's mentioned him twice now in his videos. He really likes Wilder. No joke. Let me read some of these comments here for you, Vader. Everybody's pumped up that you've called in. Mika says, "Sweet, go Bucks, love you, Vader." Sean Schrock says, "Vader's videos are fire." The Lunatic Fringe says, "Vader, great videos." TG, she says, Vader does amazing videos. Troy V says totally awesome Vader. We've got my wife Sarah says I'm so jacked. As a speech therapist, my heart is absolutely exploding. I'm thrilled that he has access to do this. Yeah, this is really cool to get to talk to you, Vader. Who is your favorite Buckeye of all time, Vader? Let me know that.
Keith Byers. I. Keith Byers.
Keith
I.
Byers. Keith Byers is his all-time favorite Buckeye. That's cool. Do you have a Keith Byers autograph, Vader?
No.
All right, chat. Here we go. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna call Chris if he's not listening. Let's find out if Chris can get us a Keith Byers autograph. And chat, we're gonna send this Ryan Miller to Vader. Let's see if we can't get Vader a autograph of Keith Byers as our way of saying thank you to all he's done for Buckeye Nation. So if you guys want to do some super chats tonight, throw some super chats in the comments. All that money will go to Chris buying Vader a Keith Byers autograph. Does that sound cool to everybody? I think that sounds cool. Let's do that, man. Let's do that tonight. That is not who I thought you were going to say, Vader. That's really cool. All right. I got to ask you this. Where did the Buck Vader name come from? I love it. I think it's one of the coolest names on there. Um, where did you get the name Buck Vader? And while Vader's typing that in, Coconut, I know you've got a good Keith Byers story. I've got one too. I would love to hear yours, Coconut. Go ahead and type that out if you don't mind in the chat. I'd like to share that. I'm guessing Buck Vader is a big Star Wars fan. That's my guess. While he's typing that in, I'm going to look up when Keith Byers played at Ohio State so I get the exact dates. I knew it was the early 80s, 82 to 85. It was 82 to 85s. All right, we've got some super chats rolling in. Vader's typing out message here.
My first game was the famous Illinois game. I got the name. He was my favorite.
Interesting. Buck Vader. Did you guys catch that? My first game was the Illinois game. That was the first game he ever was at, and that was the game when Keith Byers ran out of his shoe. So that's why it's his favorite player. What an interesting way to, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. $10 super chat from Sarah for the autograph. Thank you, babe. $10 from the Podfather's Babyface. Oh, Lord. Get this man an autograph. Yeah, absolutely. So, anybody else would like to throw a super chat in there? The money will go to getting Vader a autograph of Keith Byers. Chris might even have one. He's got a tons of autographs. What a great game that was to be your first game. Buck Vader, if you're not typing out something currently, I have another question for you to answer. But I'm not sure. I asked you how did you get the name Buck Vader, so I'm not sure if you're typing the answer out for that. But I'd like to know uh, where you get all your recruiting information. That's a good question. Buck Vader he's another one like Mika. They are all over the recruiting. Here's a $10 super chat from Troy for the Byers autograph. Thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm going to text or see if I can't text Chris right now to see if he's got a Byers autograph. Another $10 super chat, $9.99 from Dennis for Vader. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Sage reminding us that Keith Byers should have been the Heisman Trophy winner that year. Flutie won it on one pass. Exactly. No kidding. This is so cool getting to talk to Buck Vader. And so I believe how he does this is he uses his eyes, and he has a device that follows his eyes that then type out his message, and he has a device that reads what he typed out. So that's how we're communicating right now with him. No, that is not true, Ryan Day's championship beard. Chris will not keep the money and send him an autograph of himself.
When I was 5, I got a black marker and painted my whole body. I watch Hours video every night.
Wow. He watches hours of video every night. That's awesome. That's dedication, man. Dude, that is dedication. All right, Buck Vader. I got one last question for you, man, before we go on to our next phone calls. This has been really cool, guys. I hope you all are enjoying this as much as me. I got one last question for you. Who do you like better? Do you like the Podfather or do you like the Wild Man better? Which one of us two do you like better? And you won't hurt either one of our feelings, by the way.
Hot father.
Hey!
Here a shout out to the therapist who figured the system out.
Awesome. He said the Podfather, and a shout out to the therapist who figured this out. That's cool, dude. All right, we're gonna go to our next caller, Vader. Well, hold on. Guys. This things just got a little interesting here. Somebody just showed up into the show, and I think he's probably going to have something to say about all this stuff here. Wildman's on the show now.
What's up?
We are talking to Buck Vader through a device right now. His favorite player of all time is Keith Byers.
Okay.
The first game he ever went to was the Illinois game when Keith Byers ran out of his shoe.
Yeah.
The chat has given us $40 so far. has raised $40 to get him an autograph of Keith Byers to send to him.
All right, give me a second. Let me see what I can pull up. I'll pull up a few of my vendors here and see if I can get
He's
one
got,
here.
see, I told you, he's got people, folks. We're going to make this happen for you tonight, Buck Vader. Now, I won't tell you till after it's over what he said there, but at the end, Chris, but this was pretty big deal. Vader, thank you for calling in tonight. Thank you for your therapist who helped you figure this out. It has been a pleasure to get to know you, to get to speak to you tonight, and to get to work with you. If folks, if you have not watched his videos that him and I have made and put together, I think you're all going to find that oh, I know someone who's got one, Chris. I just got a text.
Is it our buddy from Tiffin?
No, a little bit further north, but it's of him in the Eagles. See if you can find one of him as a Buckeye.
Oh, well, that might be one because I sent one to a buddy of ours up north.
Oh, okay. But let's see if we can't find him
Let
one
me
as a
take a look
Buckeye.
here.
That would be fantastic. But thank you so much for calling in, Vader. Can you give me an OH or an IO?
Tell Wildman I'll go after Fine Bum with him.
Can you say that one more time? Can you hit that one more time? I didn't catch it, Vader.
Tell Wildman I'll go after Fine Bum with him.
He said, "Tell Wildman I'm going to go."
Fine Bomb with me.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime we want to go after Fine Bomb, I'm all right with that old wrinkle ass prune.
Oh, all right, Vader. All right, I'm going to do this, buddy. OH. Let's wait for his IO.
IO.
There it was, IO. OH, hit it one more time, buddy.
IO.
Oh, man, that was fantastic. Have a good night, Vader. Okay, chat. How cool was that, everybody? How cool was that? I bet my wife downstairs, she's a speech pathologist. I bet she is just tickled pink about that. And thank you everybody in the chat for being a good friend. I'm going to say a few things before we go to our next phone call. Joel, you're up next, buddy. I know you've been waiting for 20 minutes. You're up next. The Ohio State fan base has been getting a bad rap lately, and some of it is justified. I know some tough things have happened recently that have caused the fan base to kind of turn in on itself. And that phone call right there is why Chris and I do what we do. If we spent more time being positive and trying to help each other out instead of tearing each other down, imagine how awesome and what we could get done as a fan base. How many things we could do. If I am known as the Ohio State podcaster who, whether I've got passionate takes or not, or whatever, if I'm known as the nicest one of the bunch, then I've done my job. Then I've done what I've wanted to do. So that phone call meant the world to me, and I'm very excited for what just took place. So thank you everybody for your patience and for being positive and loving people like Buck Vader, man. I want to say thank you for everybody for the super chats. Chris, you made the purchase? Did you tell everybody you already got it purchased?
Yeah, I made a note in the chat, and
okay.
I can even share the screen and show you what it looks like if you like.
Yeah, do that if you don't mind. Go ahead and
yeah.
You just go ahead and get the screen share or whatever, or copy it, make it a JPEG, and work on one of the other the other banners there and show everybody the purchase that you made for Buck Vader. That was so cool, by the way, tonight. I was talking about how awesome that is uh, to to do that. So that's really cool. I wanted to get him one in a Buckeye uniform if at all possible. There it is. That's the one we got him right there.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's cool. So as soon as Chris gets that, I will go and I'll pick it up from Chris, and I will mail that one and the Ryan Miller one I have to Buck Vader. He'll get two of them in the mail from us.